The Himalayas, symbolic of our nation's pride, is a great gift nature has bestowed upon our country. The Himalayas have showered blessings on the country and its people in the form of health, wealth, and prosperity. The Himalayas encompass beautiful lush green valleys, snow-capped peaks, and both natural and man-made lakes. About 19 rivers originate from the Himalayas. The Himalayan water resources are inhabited with about 258 species of fish. Among these, the Himalayan Mahseer is one of the most important species. The Himalayan Mahseer is basically native to the fast-flowing rivers. Now, however, the Himalayan Mahseer is also being reared in cold water lakes and reservoirs. The Himalayan Mahseer also migrate to a great extent in the rivers for feeding and breeding purposes. The natural habitat of the Himalayan Mahseer extends from Hindu Kush, Kabul, and Khoistan in the northwest to the Sadia Mountains in the northeast. A few decades ago, Mahseer were found abundantly in the Himalayan waters. But owing to excessive anthropogenic pressure, impaired environment, construction of dams and barrages, water pollution, and indiscriminate fishing, the Mahseer fishery has sharply declined in the Himalayan biotops. Now Himalayan Mahseer is found only in a few rivers, streams, and in some natural lakes. In the reservoirs of Himachal Pradesh and the Kumaon lakes, the size as well as population of this fish has also declined. The Mahseer is completely extinct in Malwa and Nainital Lake of Kumaon region. In spite of ranching Mahseer fingerlings in the lakes of Kumaon, its number has not increased appreciably. Due to these declining trends, the Mahseer has been declared as an endangered fish. Under these conditions, it becomes imperative to conserve this important germplasm of the Himalayas. In such a changed scenario and grave situation, viewing the importance of cold water fisheries, the Indian Council of Agricultural Research established a national research center on cold water fisheries in the year 1987 at Bhimtal in Nainital district of Uttaranchal state. Besides various fisheries development programs in the hilly and mountainous regions of the country, the National Research Center on Cold Water Fisheries is also mandated with the conservation of endangered Mahseer through artificial propagation. Let's take a look at the lifestyle of the Himalayan Mahseer prior to the efforts for its restoration. The Himalayan Mahseer, because of its bright coloration, is known as the Golden Mahseer. Its scientific name is Tor putitora. The Golden Mahseer is considered as one of the excellent sports fish of the country and is sought after by anglers. Its angling is very exciting. Once the fish is hooked in the angler's rod, it struggles hard and finally escapes. This very quality of the Mahseer allures anglers not only from different parts of the country but also from abroad. The Himalayan Golden Mahseer has gained popularity because of its beauty and the enormous size the fish attains. Its maximum size has been recorded to be 270 centimeters in length and 170 pounds in body weight. Mahseer is an omnivorous fish. It feeds on microorganisms as well as vegetable matter present in the aquatic systems. The Mahseer breeds twice in a year. First, during the months of April and May, and then again during the monsoon months July to September. This fish travels long distances for breeding and feeding purposes in rivers and streams. The Himalayan Mahseer lays eggs in the shallow waters of rivers and streams among pebbles and sand. The juvenile fish are found in the shallow waters of riverbanks, nestling between boulders and stones. For the rehabilitation and conservation of the golden Mahseer, the National Research Centre on Cold Water Fisheries has made commendable efforts, including the establishment of a Mahseer hatchery at Bhimtal in 1990. The hatchery has a capacity of holding at a time about 2.5 lakh eggs, 2 lakh fry and 1 lakh fingerlings. To produce 1 lakh fingerlings of golden Mahseer, the capital investment for installation of a hatchery unit is approximately rupees 3.5 lakhs, whereas annual recurring expenditure will be about rupees 1 lakh. With this expenditure, an income of rupees 1 lakh per annum can be obtained from one unit of the hatchery. The National Research Centre on Cold Water Fisheries provides the seeds of Himalayan Mahseer to its neighbouring states. Agricultural universities and other such agencies involved in developing the cold water fisheries, this hatchery plays an important role in increasing the production of the golden Mahseer. Similarly, at the Institute's Chirapani fish farm located in Champavat district, another Mahseer hatchery has been established. Here this hatchery is involved in the production of fingerlings by adopting greenhouse technology. Undoubtedly, these are some of the steps that are being taken in the long chain of efforts being made by the Institute for Conservation and Rehabilitation of the Golden Mahseer. In Champavat district of Uttaranchal state, Shyamlatal Lake is situated. Due to the foresightness and unexhausted efforts of the scientists of the National Research Centre on Cold Water Fisheries, this lake as of today is able to sustain a handful of golden Mahseer fisheries. This is definitely a good start towards the restoration of Mahseer fishery and the development of tourism in this area as well. For artificial breeding of the Mahseer, at first, the ripe male and female brooders are collected from natural water resources. Ripe females can be identified by their swollen belly and protruded pinkish vent, whereas in the case of ripe male fish, milt oozes out freely when slight pressure is applied on its belly. For stripping the female fish, it is held with its head up and vent downwards, facing the egg collection pan, and slight pressure is applied on its belly with the help of thumb and fingers pushing towards vent. The eggs are then collected in a dry pan. One female fish gives about 2,500 to 6,000 eggs per kilo of body weight. Similarly, with slight pressure on the belly of the males, the oozing milt is spread over the eggs in the tray. After mixing, the eggs are left for some time and then washed with clear water to remove the excess milt and fecal matter, etc. The fertilized eggs look translucent, whereas the unfertilized eggs remain opaque. These fertilized eggs are then transferred to the hatchery, where they are spread in hatching trays in a single layer and left to hatch. At 17 to 23 degrees Celsius water temperature, hatching takes place in 84 to 116 hours and the yolk sac fry comes out. After 10 to 12 days, the yolk sac is absorbed and the spawn produced are transferred to nursery tanks. About 8,000 to 10,000 fry are kept per nursery tank of 1 cubic meter area. Initially, the spawn are fed with egg custard and then with goat liver extract at 2 hourly intervals from sunrise to sunset. After 1 week, these fry are weaned to formulated artificial diets made from soybean meal, cod liver oil, yeast extract, fish meal, wheat bran, and mineral and vitamin mixture. After 3 to 4 months of rearing in the hatchery, the juveniles of golden Mahseer are released into rearing ponds. Where they are fed with artificial diets having 30 to 45% protein, in addition to naturally available food. With this artificial breeding and hatchery technology developed by the National Research Center on Cold Water Fisheries, golden Mahseer seed can be produced on a large scale. Thus, the way has been paved for rehabilitation of the Mahseer. But with the development of breeding technology alone, conservation of the Mahseer is not possible. For conservation of golden Mahseer, the Himalayan water resources need to be wisely and properly managed. Before the construction of any dam on a river or stream, it becomes imperative to know the life cycle, migration pattern, and ecological habitat of the fish frequenting the water body. In addition, it is also necessary to declare certain stretches of rivers and lakes as fish sanctuaries. In fish sanctuaries, there is a complete ban on the catching of fish, either small or big. In our country, at some temple tanks as well as places of religious nature, catching of fish is considered disrespectful due to the devotional aspect. Such a self-imposed ban plays an important role in the conservation of golden Mahseer. Among such places are Renukaji Lake in Sirmaur district of Himachal Pradesh, and Gomti River near Baijnath in Almora district, Nal Damayanti Tal in district Nainital, and religious places like Rishikesh and Haridwar located on the banks of the river Ganga in central Himalayas. In addition to the declaring of the setting up of fish sanctuaries, it is also necessary to impose a legal ban on unhealthy and faulty fishing practices, as too the indiscriminate killing of adults and juveniles. Owing to an insufficient watch and ward, the golden Mahseer is being hunted by illegal means, which surely is one of the reasons for its declining population. It is also necessary to have gear regulation in order to avoid fishing of fingerlings and small-sized fish. Closed fishing season should also be declared during the breeding period of the golden Mahseer. The success of rehabilitation and conservation efforts on a large extent depends on the active participation of the local masses. Hence, it is necessary to generate mass awareness for the conservation of the golden Mahseer. In this perspective, the National Research Center on Cold Water Fisheries organizes seminars, group discussions, exhibitions, and through other such methods of publicity inspires the small farmers of the Himalayan region to take interest in the conservation and culture of the golden Mahseer. For the people of the Himalayan region, fish culture practice will not only help in enhancing the income of the people, but will also provide protein-rich food at affordable prices. Recently, in the central Himalayan region, some farmers have been able to successfully cultivate carp fish in their small ponds, enabling them to earn money from such a venture. In these ponds, if the golden Mahseer is also cultured along with the Chinese carp, undoubtedly this will be a profitable venture too. Moreover, the conservation of Mahseer would also encourage ecotourism. In the past 2.5 decades, several associations like Himachal Angling Association, Assam Anglers Association, and Indian Fish Conservancy have come into existence. Their main objective is to conserve and rehabilitate Himalayan golden Mahseer. With all these efforts, the rehabilitation and conservation programs of the Himalayan golden Mahseer has achieved new heights. The enhancement of the population of the golden Mahseer in the Himalayan region would certainly help in improving the socio-economic conditions of the region.